Well, hello and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. If you haven't listened before, welcome. It's a new year and there's plenty of time to catch up and get started. But for those who don't know, I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. Our chamber is a smaller but regional chamber located in Bedford, Virginia, which is where we're recording today. Not only is Bedford absolutely beautiful, but it's also filled with a number of wonderful businesses and organizations and people. Speaking of people, we actually have a sponsor for our podcast providing refreshments, and that is Mark Snowden with Lamar Outdoor Advertising. Thank you so much, Mark. We are enjoying blueberry muffins today from LJ's Creations, and we could not be more grateful for your sponsorship. Every week I interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it, and it's a great way to get to know all sorts of great people and organizations in the Bedford area, whether you're looking to get involved with new business connections or you just want to learn about some of the hidden gems in our beautiful area. There are so many great people that I've met through this podcast and so many great things that I've learned that help me not only as a chamber professional connect other people to them and their services, but also just making my life better by knowing more of the great things that are happening in Bedford. But before we get to the actual podcast, I do want to tell you about some of our upcoming events. We have a lot going on this year, as we always do, but we have two events next week. On Wednesday, the 22nd, we will have a business roundtable with Bedford County Economic Development and the Town of Bedford Economic Development. And these roundtables are a partnership between the three of us. They're free events. They're really just for the benefit of our business community to connect them to hot topics and resources available to them. So this topic will be the Small Business Development Center. What is the SBDC? What are their services? And you'll get to know right from the executive director, Stephanie Keener. Our SBDC is located in Lynchburg, but it serves surrounding areas, including Bedford. So we're bringing Stephanie out to the Bedford Area Welcome Center from 8:30 to 10 next Wednesday to talk about what they do and also to have time for Q&A so that you can really ask questions that are relevant to your business, whether you're an existing small business owner or you're maybe an entrepreneur thinking of starting a small business. We do ask that you RSVP. I'll drop the website and everything at the end of my little spiel. But if you don't RSVP, no worries. You can just show up. We will hopefully have enough bagels for everybody. The very next day, we actually have one of our bigger events for the year, our new member showcase. So that will be on the 23rd, Thursday, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Bauer Center for the Arts, which is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't been to the Bauer Center, definitely come on out. But the new member showcase is an opportunity for all of our new members who joined our chamber the previous year, 2024, to set up a booth and have our chamber members and community members come see what they're all about, learn about their organizations, get to know them as a person, and just to network and welcome them to the chamber and kick off the year. It is a really great way to start 2025. We had around 100 people come out last year during 2024's new member showcase. And it's just a great time. You meet a lot of different people. We'll have a cash bar. And we'll also have a vision board. So it'll be fun. There will be lots of things to do and lots of people to meet. So I really do recommend coming out. That's a free opportunity. You don't have to RSVP. If you are a new member and you want to participate, I recommend getting on that ASAP. Again, it's free. We'll provide a table and chairs and stuff for you. But the sooner that you register, the sooner we can start promoting you as being there. So that is coming up. And then I just want to mention this one last thing. I'll stop talking soon. But we have a speed networking event coming up on February 6th. We're kind of stepping away from the freeform networking because networking can happen really at all of our events. But for speed networking, it's great if you're busy, if you don't have time to attend a lot of events, if you want to make sure that you're spending your time wisely, because you will walk away with 49 new connections. So the speed networking will be February 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Fortress Foundation Solutions in Forest. It does have a price to it. You do have to register before, and just it's going to be amazing. But if you can, go ahead and get on that ASAP so that we are able to make sure that you have a spot. We will have a wait list for this, and we do need an exact amount. So please don't no-show. Please don't no-show. But all of that and more can be found on our calendar of events on bedfordareachamber.com, and I'll drop our phone number at the very, very end so that you can contact us for all sorts of more questions. But without further ado, let's get to the reason why we're here. Please allow me to introduce today's guest, Josh Daniel with Counterculture Solutions. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Foster, you crushed that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I always thought that it, listening to it, I thought that it was pre-recorded.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would probably be the smarter way to go, but I never really know what I want to say until I get here.
Yeah.
Like, I have some things that are kind of written out, but they're mostly just bullet points.
Sure. Yeah, and you're testing your ability to just go live.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Well, thank you. And
Yeah.
that means a lot considering you have your own podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But don't say it like that. It's cool. But before we kind of get into that and more, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and sliding into what your business is, how you started it?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Beautiful studio.
It's awesome.
What you guys are doing here is super cool. It's kind of enticing for me. Makes me want to maybe shift my podcast here. I don't know.
Hey.
But
I know Buddy's over there smiling in the back.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a super cool vibe. I got the initial impression of what this place was going to be just looking at the social media. And I think the social media does a great job of giving you a little bit of a primer before you get here. And then when you get here, it meets that expectation. So it's super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Me. So Josh Daniel, I grew up here, graduated from Liberty High School.
Me too.
2004.
Oh, I'm 2018.
Yeah. 2018, I was on my 7th trip to Afghanistan. So
that's crazy.
Some perspective there.
Yeah.
So grew up out in Wheats Valley. Family's still here. I joined the Army in between my 11th and 12th grade year.
Oh, wow.
The war in Iraq had just kicked off. I think the war started April 5th. I joined the Army April 29th. And so 17 years old, and left the next summer. I had a Ranger Regiment contract. So you probably don't even know what that is, but
I'm going to nod anyway.
Whatever. Yeah. So the Ranger Regiment, their job is essentially jump out of an airplane in a denied area and kill the enemy. That's it. Right. Pretty cool place to be. I spent 5 years there. There's a selection to get there, and it's a wild place. I grew up there. I turned into a man. I did 4 combat rotations with the Ranger Regiment, 3 to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan, and then decided it was time to kind of make a move up. So I went to Special Forces and spent the rest of my career there. I'm about 30 days out from retirement right now, so I'm technically still in, and just short of 21 years. Did a couple more rotations to Afghanistan. Like I said, seven combat rotations total. Did some trips down to South America. Had a lot of fun there. Learned a lot. Different environment. And along the way, I met my wife when I lived in Savannah, Georgia. Miss Kayla D. And we've been married for 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah. She's awesome. She's the glue to our family. We have 4 kids. Oldest is 17, Noelle, Elsie, Jack, and Adele.
Those are great names.
Thank you.
Sidebar.
Yeah. We kind of went with the classic naming convention. And I gave my son the name that I always wanted.
Oh, really?
Which was Jack Daniel.
How
can you have the last name Daniel and not capitalize on that?
I'm dying. That's so funny.
Yeah. So we just moved back here.
Oh, really?
So, we're kind of reintegrating.
Yeah.
We've been gone for 20 years.
I was about to say, you've been here for a year now?
Yeah, no. We've been here for 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
What?
Not even. Actually, today is the 2-month anniversary of being here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wild.
Welcome
November.
back.
Thank you. November 15th. But yeah, we always had plans to come back here.
Yeah.
We stayed integrated into the community while we were away because we had family here, right? And my brother and his wife own Sharp Top CrossFit, Johnny and Ariel Hammonds, and they're our best friends. We do everything together. We've built Counterculture together. We built hero games together. I went and just got my CrossFit level 1 so I can help coach at the gym. We do everything together. So we've stayed in touch with them, stayed in touch with the rest of my family here. And so while we were away, we still kind of had touch points. But it's nice to finally be back here to own some property up in the mountains and like be, I guess, a local again. Yeah.
That is super cool. I'm really shocked that you've only been here, I guess, full time for 2 months. Because I feel like, Hero Games joined our chamber, March of last year? Counterculture, just December. But still, I've been seeing a lot of things from you and all of you for about a year now.
Yeah. It was tough with Hero Games. I built Hero Games in between deployments to Afghanistan.
Wow.
And I say but it ain't me. It's a community. Last Hero Games, we had 56 volunteers.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's huge. Yeah.
That is.
It takes a lot to run that. But, we're taking that same crew and we've taken that same crew and built Counterculture.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about what Counterculture Solutions is.
Yeah. So Counterculture Solutions is, first and foremost, it's a group of people who have and share the same core values, the same mission, which is ultimately to give back. And that's ironically the same mission of Hero Games, right? We just have a different method. So for Hero Games, the method is bring a special operations Gold Star family, meaning a family that lost their person in combat. Bring them here for a week. We cover all of their expenses. We build a relationship with them. We maintain that relationship with them. We have a big fitness competition on Saturday. It's such a blast. It's so cool. Nonprofit. We make no money on it. So that's our method of giving back with Hero Games. With Counterculture, for-profit organization, and our mission is to help you survive your worst day or thrive every day, right? So the skills that we teach are translatable. If I teach you to become a better communicator during a violent encounter, you can take those same skills and become a better communicator with your spouse, right? So everything is translatable because we don't operate kind of on the fringe side because it's out there of the preppers and kind of the doomsday type perspective. That's not where we operate. We operate in the area where things make sense, right? We know that violent encounters, for example, that's our focus right now. 1 in 3 Americans will experience a violent encounter in their lifetime. It's just, these are numbers, FBI 2019, right? So we see that as an issue. I have 3 daughters. I want my daughters to be safe when they're in college. And they're going to be, because obviously everything that I teach at this course, I've taught my kids. But again, those same skills, they can translate over into everyday actions, how you operate in your workplace, how you are at home. It's all translatable. So again, big mission with Counterculture Solutions is to help you survive your worst day or thrive every day.
Yeah, I think everything you've said, you're a very interesting person. I don't think I've had somebody that's been involved in the military for 21 years on this podcast before. That's super cool.
I'm lucky. I've done things that I should be dead. I should, I'm so blessed to be here. So there's obviously a reason.
Yeah, you seem very humble, and everything you've said is about giving back in some way, shape, or form. And I was on your website last night trying to, do my research before we got here. And I was like, this is so, I feel like Counterculture Solutions is very similar to like career coaching or business coaching, like where people are kind of giving you advice on how to become a better professional, become a better person, and just developing you and empowering you. But it's in a way I have never seen before. And I just think it's very interesting how we can all have a similar goal, but the way we go about it, like, you have violent encounter survival, you have gun training, you have close quarter combat, all sorts of different great things that I would have never considered. But as I kind of thought about it for myself, if I were to, be mentored by you or take a class, I feel like I would come out of it with such a different perspective, not only on personal safety, but just on life and noticing things. And I know that you have some great great stories about some of those things I just said.
Yeah. No, I love that you see that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what we're trying to portray.
I mean, you're doing a good job.
So counterculture, just in the name, we try to be very clear that we're not just trying to be different. We are different, but we're not trying to be different, right? We believe that counterculture is being exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, and it's unfortunate, that the norm it's the norm.
Yeah.
Right? So being exceptional is counterculture.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's first and foremost what we strive for. We strive to be exceptional. And we do that through self-development and then the development of others.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's why we created the company, because we feel that we're in a good place right now to start projecting outwards. Not everyone is. Like you have to adjust some things in your own life and find some state of homeostasis before you can help other people, right? And so that was really important to us. We've been developing ourselves for 20 years. Like we've been building counterculture for 20 years. This didn't just pop up, you know?
Yeah.
So we're in a position now where we're ready, man. I mean, I've got almost 21 years of experience that I can't imagine it just staying in my brain and never being transferred to other people. That's negligible in my opinion, you know?
It is amazing when you have that type of experience and you're able to share it with others to help them get to a point where it's not like you want them to have the things that you didn't have, but why, if you can share it, why not?
Yes. Well, why not? And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I've seen it my whole career. It's about survival.
Mm.
If I teach you everything that I know, you can be a threat to me. Right?
You're like staring me pretty hard
It's
right
the truth.
now.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, if we teach people things that we know, whether that maybe it's in the business world, right? I'm a manager. Well, the best thing I can do if I really care about my position is kind of keep my employees at bay. Like, I'm going to develop them just enough, right? Because I don't really want to have to come to work and perform every day.
Yeah.
If I have to come to work, man, that's exhausting, man. I'm just trying to check in and check out. No, we don't buy into that. You know, I had guys that I taught everything that I knew that surpassed me.
That's awesome.
Surpassed me. And that I feel no negative feelings about that. That's amazing, especially because now I know that those guys are doing things in the special operations community and it's helping the country, man. How could you not? So that's the way we view that, is like, we're going to teach people everything we know because we're still on the path of development. So we're just going to keep getting better and better as well, you know?
Yeah. Well, what are the kind of people that you think would benefit?
Yeah. So everyone. Got it, right? Like that's what kind of answer is that? Well, everyone we think should be on this path, this path of growth and fulfillment. Not everyone will be, though. The world needs average people. The world needs people in prison. The world needs all of it. The world needs these things. That's just how the world functions. But if you're someone that doesn't want to be that norm or even below the norm, then that's who our target market is. Someone who wants to be exceptional, who wants to have great relationships, who wants to be capable, who wants to expand themselves. We like to frame everything through the 8 dimensions of wellness. That's how we frame everything, right? So like, you can't just be spiritually fit. You can't just be physically fit or emotionally fit. You have to have everything. Your financials have to be in place. Your environment has to be right. Like, everything has to be right for fulfillment. It really does. And so that's kind of how we attack everything. And we do that with, I really want to emphasize that it's not just me, right? I have a core group of founders. There are really 6 of us. It's the core 4, myself, my wife, Johnny, and Ariel. And then we have Willie and Zach, who are, one of them is an active Green Beret, so we're not going to really go into him too much. The other one is a retired Green Beret, and
just the train.
Cool. I didn't know if we needed to pause there.
No, you're good.
If the audio is still good. The other one is a retired Green Beret. And so we founded this organization together, and we've been on calls every week since last February, just developing this thing. But in addition to that, we also have a team of all of the friends that I've made over 21 years. So, that team is Tier 1 combat controllers, Marine Raiders, Navy SEALs, Rangers, Green Berets. We have an operational psychologist on our team.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have a conglomerate of military and civilian. So it's not just, you're going to walk in and see a bunch of bearded, tatted up dudes. My counterpart for this coming course is Barbara Thompson, our operational psychologist. So you're going to get me, who is going to provide all of my real world experience applying these techniques and principles. And then you're going to have Barb, who actually worked with special operations herself in an operational psych capacity, who can go, hey, here's why he's doing that. Here's how he is physiologically responding to this, right? I love it.
That is super cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Well, tell us a little bit about that course.
Yeah. So we, for almost a year, played around with what course are we going to run first, because I didn't live here 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, man, it's been tiring, but it's been so awesome. I love it. I like working myself to death for things. Right.
Please.
I love it. I do. I really do. It's a bad thing, actually. Johnny and Ariel and Kayla are always reminding me to drink water and sleep.
Yep. You're the passionate one. That's why they sent you here today.
Dude, they all are. They're all full of passion. They're just not, they have control. But, so why the Violent Encounter Survival course? Because I think that it's the most bang for the buck. And especially as I look at the community and some of the growing threats within the country. I don't want to be alarming because we don't operate on fear, right? But the world's a dangerous place, man. Someone just drove a car through a crowd in New Orleans.
Yes.
It's a dangerous place. These are kind of unprecedented actions in a lot of ways. And so we feel like the Violent Encounter Survival course is part of the solution to preparing people, right? And so really, we wanted to call it the Violent Encounter Avoidance and Survival course. We're like, man, this is a mouthful. Just keep it what it is, because it's really about avoidance. We talk about violent encounters, and when we do, we refer to them when the encounter happens as the bang, right? The strike, the grab, the firearm, the stab, whatever it is, that's bang. Well, where all of your money is made is to the left of that. It's called left of bang. I've been to El Salvador and Uruguay. I've worked with Colombians, Chileans, obviously Iraqis, Afghanis. I've been kind of all over the place. And the best thing we can do is avoid the violent encounter, right? So our first goal is to take that 1 in 3 and to lower that, right? And I think that's totally feasible. The second goal is, if you are that 1 in 3, let's survive it. And we're going to teach you how to do that. And first, it's about mindset. Then it's about situational awareness, human behavior, recognition, hard target versus soft target, the OODA loop, how to navigate the OODA loop. This is a really interesting concept, right? When something happens, what is going on mentally, and then how do I physiologically respond to that? So there's so much to it. We really get in the weeds with a lot of stories and experience from myself. And then with Barb offering that psychological perspective.
That is awesome. That is so much better than just a self-defense class.
Dude, listen, the self-defense stuff is low-hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
When you think of protecting yourself, you're like, oh, I need to go to this class where I learn how to strike. I would never suggest that you attempt to fight a man that is much larger than you.
That is why I have bear spray.
That's great. That's a great tool. And what we would say is hey, let's go out and play with that bear spray. Let's shoot it. Let's see how far it goes. Let's see if this can actually works. Is this the right one? Is this the one that's recommended? There are some steps we can take there, right? And unfortunately, especially on social media, it's hey, I'm going to teach this 120-pound woman how to disarm someone with a knife. This is not good for you. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to try to disarm them they're going to become very angry, even more angry, right? They've already dehumanized you because they've chosen to make you a victim.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already dehumanized, man. This may have been the catalyst to turn that into a murder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't teach that. We don't teach disarming. We don't teach you how to stab someone in the neck with a knife or to shoot someone. Like, even though we are supportive of carrying firearms, we all do, because ultimately, if the adversary or bad person has a firearm, I need to be able to match that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not going to be able to take my wife from me in downtown Lynchburg. If you have 5 dudes, you ain't taking my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, I can't do that without a firearm. Doesn't matter how good I am with my hands or on the ground. Like, if there's 5 of you, I have a serious problem.
Yeah.
Right? So that firearm is that equalizer. But you have to be really skilled with it, especially if there's 5, right? So, man, there's so much to it. The big thing is that we have a lot of information to share, and we want to. And so the Violent Encounter Survival course, the first one we're doing, is this coming weekend, January 18th, at Sharp Top CrossFit, my brother and sister-in-law's gym. It's a 6-hour course, a lot of fun, Saturday. And then the second one is February 8th.
Oh, cool.
Same place, same time. And we actually just started ticket sales for the second course yesterday.
Awesome. So is it a 2-part course, or is it 2 individual courses?
These are 2 individual courses. Yeah, because we're trying to observe the market right now, right? Undoubtedly, this course, the people that come to it, they're going to walk away having obtained a skill set that needs further development, no doubt. I mean, you don't get to the point where you can handle these situations in 6 hours or a year. I mean, it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's cool. And you guys are just getting started, so I'm sure that you'll see the frequent flyers, the people coming back for more and more development. And I'm really interested to see what type of people you're able to touch through this.
I am too, because it's very important to us that we train the right people. Mm-hmm. That's why our target market really is the family, right? It's, the 20-year-old girl at Liberty University who, unfortunately, every time I go to Target, I see her walking through the parking lot with her head in her phone with earbuds
Not
in.
paying attention.
Dude, like,
There's a lot of people.
This is step 1, right? I want to get her to the course, because we don't want to hear about her, being involved in a violent encounter and it not, shaping out for her. This is horrible stuff, and it's so preventable. Mm-hmm. It's so preventable.
I think growing up in Bedford, you don't feel like danger here. But when I went to school in Charlottesville, there's so much history of violence, especially against women, especially in the wake of Jesse Matthews, of things that a lot of girls have done all the right things and things have still gone wrong for them. And I just feel like I was so aware, especially when I first started school, of like, there's so many people around me. There's a lot of people walking around that I don't know. A lot of people that aren't going to smile at me on the street, that are going to stare at me on the street. I don't know what they're thinking. Let me be hyper aware and maybe paranoid. And especially a lot of like the people that were going to school with me were from Northern Virginia, were from cities. They kind of already knew what was going on, but they also didn't feel intimidated by Albemarle County. But I think there were times where I would have to intervene with guys being really weird to girls, or putting girls in situations, or even guys getting themselves in situations where I'm like, this is just not safe. And sometimes you hate to be that person, but I was thanked a lot of times because I would step in, or my friends would step in and just be like, hey, are you okay? Like, or we'd act like we know somebody. But if somebody was to like attack us or to actually move against us, we probably wouldn't have been able to do anything, or much at all.
Yeah. And I love everything you're saying, because it sounds like you were doing so many things right, and all of the things that you described, these are things that we discuss at the course, right? Mm-hmm. a lot of people operate under the illusion of safety, right? I'm from Northern Virginia. I'm used to this. I know how this works. Okay, but show me tangibly what you're doing to manage this risk. Like, I know you're cool with it. Everything's fine. You're not scared. Oh, Foster's just being worried again. But are you really taking steps here? Or are you just living in this illusion of safety? Because a lot of people are. They just think, well, not me. Or they think I'm doing some things and they're going to target someone else. And so, unless you are the ultra prepared person, which means, essentially we're talking about someone like a retired special forces person, right? Like someone who has high skill level, high situational awareness, high understanding of their physiological responses in a violent encounter. Like, unless those college girls possess those things, they probably were operating under the illusion of safety. Oh, I'm fine. I'm from Nova. Like, okay, bro.
The amount of times I've heard that.
Like, all right, sure. Okay. But so I love your perspective on it of, no, man, we can't be complacent. And I know you said paranoid, and people love that, right? Are you paranoid because you get in the car every day and put your seatbelt on? No. Does anyone ever say that?
I don't think so.
I've never heard anyone say that. Maybe like 20 years ago. There's a bumper sticker I want for my old Jeep that like doesn't have seatbelts, and it says, no seatbelts, we die like men.
Please.
And it's hilarious, dude. But it's ignorant, right? Like, you get in your car and you put a seatbelt on because throughout the span of your lifetime, there's 114% chance that you're involved in a car accident. This is a real thing.
Yep.
You're going to at least bump someone else's car at some point in your life. So we put a seatbelt on, and we don't make fun of people for doing it, but I've never been in a car accident.
Oh, really?
No.
It's like the craziest thing you said today.
I hope I don't wreck after this.
I know. Please not.
Yeah, geez. I've had IEDs blow up under my vehicle, but we didn't hit another
doesn't
car,
really count as a car crash.
Explosion. But I've never been in a car accident, but I wear my seatbelt every day. Okay, logically, you could say, well, why do you do that, man? I mean, repeatedly, this doesn't happen to you, but you put the seatbelt on every day, you weirdo. You paranoid? No, we don't do that because we look at the risk versus gain and we go, hey, click. That was easy, right?
Yeah.
And so what we offer is that these skills, these are easy and enjoyable even. I mean, half of the time, what are you doing anyway when you're driving down the road or when you're walking through a parking lot? Are you super busy? You got other things going on that you can't pop your head up, make some observations? Like, no, of course not.
Well, I also think that like when you're walking a lot, especially like when you're going to college, you walk everywhere. You do. And a lot of times if people are staring at you, you want to look away and you want to pretend like you're busy or like you're doing something, but it's not the thing that you should actually do. And I really owe it to my mom because she's always been like, her motto is safety first. And I've always been conscious of it. I was a lifeguard for 7 years. I'm super conscious of like just the little accidents that can lead to something big or things that are just avoidable. And I'm like getting really interested in your courses and stuff. I feel like I'm not really that strong, but there are definitely things that I could do better. I don't know. I think everything you're kind of drawing me in, Josh. You're doing a good job.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in it, you know? And I love that your mom taught you that. Eye contact is huge, right? Yeah. Like, I can learn a lot. I'm trying not to look at you right now because then it'll be weird that I'm talking about eye contact. But, if I step into an elevator and I don't look at this person at all, let's just say I don't even look at their demeanor, their posture. I don't look at anything because I see a lot. People do this to me often, right? Like they see hand tattoos and they're like, oh my God, he's probably just out of prison.
Please.
Right?
That's so funny.
And so, people will get on an elevator with me and just kind of blade off and just not look at me. It's like, hey, that's not helping you.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at where I'm oriented. Look at my demeanor, my posture. Now, if you make eye contact with me, like we can feel vibes. I mean, I know vibes, right? Like, oh, what does that mean? We can look at someone in the eyes and know, like, if they have ill intentions. If you look at case study after case study after case study, especially women say, even if the dude is attractive and kind, they still say, I knew something was off.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him in the eyes and I knew something was off, but they didn't do anything about it. And so you're not going to be able to get that data point of I looked in his eyes and I knew something was off if you don't look at them.
Yeah.
So eye contact's great.
That is really cool. And I'm sure your operational psychologist has a lot to say about those types of things.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys don't offer services just for individuals, but for organizations, schools, businesses as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Dude, you're such a good podcast host.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did your research. No, I appreciate that. That way I don't have to be like, hey, can I tell you about this other thing?
Well, that's why I got you here. Tell me about everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, we do a lot. Well, first, what we're offering right now is in-person courses, but we're starting with a violent encounter survival course. And we're also doing one-on-one mentoring. So I have clients. We have other people within the organization who have clients. If you want to have my wife as your mentor, who, this is a woman in her late 30s that I almost said late 40s.
I was like,
Dang,
hold on.
almost.
Don't get yourself in trouble, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a woman in her late 30s who has lived life. I mean, dude, at one point I was in Afghanistan on trip number 5. This is 2013. And she had a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn.
Oh
and she,
my gosh.
for 6 months, is holding down the fort, like getting everything done like a boss.
That really gave me goosebumps. It's just wild.
It's incredible. And man, imagine if I didn't come back from that trip.
Yeah.
Look at what would have been in her hands. Hey, from the Army, here's $400,000. Good luck, right? It's crazy.
Wow.
And so the experience that someone like her has of dealing with adversity, I mean, so we offer mentoring, right? And it's not just from me. We also have an ebook. We started with a mindset ebook because mindset is the foundation of everything we do, right? So that's on the website. We have some apparel on the website, t-shirt, sticker. We're about to do some hats. I think our logo is pretty cool. Our logo was, it took some work. Our graphic designer, Adam, he does all the work for Hero Games. And just a quick thing for him, every year we pick a new family and I go to the spouse or the mother and I go, hey, we want to create a logo for your son, your husband, whoever. What do you want? And they're like, oh, well, they don't want to force anything. No. What do you want? And then halfway through the process, we've gone through like 20 iterations and Adam is just flexing.
Oh, that's so awesome.
He's incredible. So he made this logo as well. And so he's part of the team and one of the founders as well. But anyway, so we also want to project out. We did a capability brief at Bedford PD last August.
Oh, cool.
So we're trying to expand that relationship because we want to help our police officers come home. And if you think that 21 years of special forces with lots of engagements can't help those officers come home, then we're missing the mark here. So either we think we don't need it or we need it. We're going to get it from somewhere else. And I'll tell you right now, they ain't getting it from somewhere else.
I was going to say.
And they do need it. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, I don't care if it's us or someone else, but my buddies in this police force, I want to see them come home. So we're trying to work with the police force around here, Lynchburg as well. We're interested in businesses. We're in contact with some schools as well. We want to look at their active shooter policy and see if it really holds up.
That's a great idea.
I mean,
needed.
It's so needed. And it's pretty simple. One of the things that I did in Special Forces, I was just in South America earlier this year. And we do threat vulnerability assessments. This is where we look at infrastructure and we say, hey, let's help you fix this thing, right? And so it's the same thing with schools. I can come into a school and I can go, hey, that's a vulnerability, physical vulnerability. Hey, we need some surveillance here, X, Y, Z. Tell them what they need. And then obviously it's up to them to allocate budget to fix those things. But we can at least say, hey, here are your vulnerabilities. So we're interested in doing that with schools, businesses. We're even offering, and we haven't really marketed this much because we're focused heavily on the violent encounter stuff, but threat vulnerability assessments for your home. So we can come to your home and then give you a 10-page report of like, hey, if I were a bad guy, this is how I'd get in your house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because, I mean, it's like I know how to defend my home.
Yeah.
Right. And I know the threats or the vulnerabilities around my home. It's pretty valuable to me.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I really like the shooter assessments too for the schools.
Yeah.
Especially like thinking of like if we had a shooter at Liberty High School, oh my gosh, open campus, most of the doors don't lock. I'm sure they've changed a lot of things like now that I feel like security is more heavily on the minds of a lot of teaching professionals like now. But I mean, I was in school 6 years ago. And I mean, we never locked doors. We'd walk around. I mean, you're outside for a good part of the day just trying to get to class.
Yeah, and it's a dichotomy because we want our children to feel like we don't want our children to feel like they're going to a prison to learn, right? But at the same time, bad people target weak targets. So that same thing that makes you feel happy and comfortable, it's also a vulnerability. So, I think there's some middle ground. I think that the law enforcement around here is doing a good job or the best that they can of being prepared for these situations. It's just, it's an easy target. Schools are an easy target, so we have to really dedicate a lot of time and effort into making them a less easy target while also maintaining, kind of the nostalgia of a school, right? Like my windows were always open. I know my windows were open because my Spanish teacher made me really upset in 11th grade and I climbed out of the window and walked home. It's something you couldn't do today. Hilarious. Dude. Mr. Hermosa, shout out. He loved and hated me, man. But he came up, he put his foot on my desk and he would go, Joshy. And he would like yell at me because I was a bad student.
Yeah.
So always talking to people. I grew up a lot after high school, right? And I was told him, like, Mr. Hermosa, I'm going to climb out of this window if you put your foot on my desk again. And you did it again. And I was like, awesome. I get to show everyone here this funny little stunt and climb out.
Hilarious.
But the point is the window's wide open always, right? But how do we maintain that while also increasing the security? I mean, there's an answer there, It's just going to take some time and effort.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, do you have anything else that you'd like to share to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay, awesome.
I love what you're doing with the chamber. I think it's necessary. I want to see Bedford grow while also not freaking out everybody about Bedford turning into a big city, right? Because there are people, we all want to sustain what Bedford is. That's why people love Bedford. But I think there's also a way to invest in our small businesses, come together, grow with one another. I mean, so that's what the chamber is doing. So I would like to see more small businesses get involved with the chamber and get in here, tell their story, and like, dude, let's grow this thing and let's do it the right way. Let's keep Bedford small, but make it even more awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I think we're all kind of on the same page with that. There's so many wonderful things that we already have, but there's so much potential here. Like, over my lifetime, it's changed so much. When I came back, I lived in Richmond for a little while after graduating college, and I decided to come back to Bedford. It was my choice. And it felt like I was like in a new place, but the same place because so much has changed. There's coffee shops in town. There's things to actually go do. You don't have to either be like at a friend's house or just outside nature. There's actually fun things happening. There's a lot of people that are very passionate about Bedford, not only the town of Bedford and kind of the small town charm type feel, but also the county and the rural character is what I love. It's what most people love about it. But we're also the fastest growing county west of Richmond in terms of population. Yeah, it's really interesting. But it's the growth is concentrated. It's not happening in Montvale. It's happening in Forest and at the lake. So how can we kind of utilize this growing population? There's a lot of infrastructure that has to go into that before they can start building more business and all stuff like things like that, because residential, we're increasing so much. We're also aging population. So we have one of the highest median ages in our county, like in the whole Commonwealth. So there's different things at play that are going to definitely contribute to the overall growth of our county. And there are also things happening like on 460 West, like towards Roanoke, like Confident Equipment is at the old Dollar General now. We have Royal Farms, the Hardys, Harmony Plaza. There's also other businesses that are thinking of coming there.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are things moving. I agree with you that it would be wonderful if we could come together in some sort of way, whether it's through the chamber, whether it's through civic participation, through the Bedford Area Resource Council, what have you. I think we need all of those things if we really want to move forward collectively. But there's so much going on, and getting involved with the chamber, even if it's just receiving our newsletters or being somebody like a friendly face that I can say, hey, Josh, there's this thing happening. There's this planning meeting happening. I would love for you to attend, or I think you would benefit from it. That's just such an easy way because we're in touch with so many people and so many things, especially local government. We just know a lot of things, and it's not always easy with a 2-person staff to be able to share all of those things with 400 or so members, thousands of employees.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you for your kind words. And I am really hopeful that Bedford can be Bedford and still grow and develop and become better.
Yeah. I mean, growth is inevitable.
Yes, it is.
It's inevitable here. It's not inevitable everywhere, but just the positioning, the things that are here, growth is inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
So we either do it the right way or the wrong way. And I think that having young people involved is massively important.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are the future. I'm young too. So
yeah. You just graduated high school 14 years ahead of me.
But because you bring in energy that can't be brought by people of a different generation. It simply can't. So I love seeing you do this. I see the coffee shops. My brother and his wife, they're young entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. I mean, man, they started this when they were young.
And they've been grinding too.
They have been grinding,
yep.
Dude. They're incredible. They're incredible. So yeah, I think we're in a good place, and I think the future is bright for this place.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
That's great. So counterculturesolutions.com, right? That's where you can find all the things that you found about us. We try to put some work into the website to make it intuitive, user-friendly, and informative. Then we are active on social media. So at Counterculture Solutions, that's on Instagram and Facebook. We don't do LinkedIn. We do have YouTube.
Cool.
So we're putting things on YouTube. We try to merge entertainment and education.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to us. We don't want to just entertain you. Right? We have like some tangible things to share as well, but we also know that can get boring, right? Mm-hmm. So we try to merge the two. And then personally, I'm on Instagram. I think it's at JDXHGC for Hero Games Charity, and then XCCS for Counterculture Solutions. But try to stay active on there, and we answer all the DMs. We build a lot of relationships through social media, but that's where you can find us. You can find Sharp Top at Sharp Top CrossFit. They're also active on Instagram and Facebook. They have a website, sharptopcrossfit.com. And yeah, man, that's us.
Awesome. Well, Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Foster.
Oh, cool. Well, if anybody wants to learn more about us on the chamber side, our phone number is 540-586-9401, or you can visit our website, bedfordareachamber.com, for information about our mission and the perks of becoming a member. Also on our website is a full directory of our membership, which is helpful for finding all sorts of great things in the region, including Counterculture Solutions and Hero Games Charity. But that's all for today. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.